Hi, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I just finished this junk journal here, and it's a super great 101-year-old book that I used as the base of this junk journal. The cover is in really good condition for 101 years old. The colors are spectacular. It's this sort of a light chocolate brown rust color with blacks and some dull yellow, almost like a saffron. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's called The High Roads of Geography. So it's an old school book, and I have actually one of the maps inside here. So inside, as everything is in this entire journal, there isn't a single piece of commercial product in here. It is all authentic antique and vintage ephemera. And this will be in my Etsy shop soon, hyperstamper.etsy.com, with free shipping in North America included in the price. So let's take a little journey through Bookland. Here's the original first page of the book here, 1923. And here's another lovely children's book page from the 30s. And this is just from a very, very old book. I have two of them actually. And this is the dust jacket that was disintegrated. But I just thought it was so beautiful. And because it has the world on it, I thought it would be great to put in a geography book. Neat, huh? Always thinking. This is a 1953 receipt from the Bond Bread Bakers. Say that 3 times fast. Bond Bread Bakers, Bond Bread Bakers, Bond Bread Bakers. Oh, you can do it. 1920s banknote. Really fun clusters throughout here. And this is from the 1930s. Just some handwritten notes in a ledger with a vintage doily pocket here and a vintage botanicals page. This is an antique book page here that I made into a window journaling spot. And this is really cool. This came from the Hornsey Journal, North London Press in England, and it is a photograph from 1961, so 63 years old, of a play that they did. And this one is Pirates of Penzance. Is that neat? I think that's pretty cool. So that would have been possibly in one of the newspapers. Very, very cool. And another, speaking of the mid-century, this is from the 50s here. And then this is from the 1800s, just a beautiful little poem here, Coming Summer. I like this, A New Friend. That's from a very old book as well. And this is one of the pages from this book here. It's Canada, actually. Canada and a bit of America down here in Greenland. Is that cool? And it's not, our country is no longer called the Dominion of Canada. It is just Canada. So that's kind of telling of the time. In this sweetheart pocket here, I've got, this is a book cover from another book I had, Mainstream of English Literature. So instead of throwing it out, I cut it down to a tag. And then this is from Minnesota. Is that beautiful? Look at how lovely that is. And that's from 1948. I just love old postcards. It's one of my favorite parts of my journals. My old postcards. I try to put one in every single journal if I can. This is from an antique book page here, and and this is another antique page from another book. And more vintage botanicals. This is a vintage hanky. Look at the work on here. Isn't that stunning? I just love it so much. It was never purchased, so never used, but it's very old. And this is the original spine of this book that I made into a belly band. Another children's book page here, and this is a plate from the early 1900s. That is a sheep shearing festival. You can journal on there, use it for art, anything you like. But this is one of my favorite pieces in this journal here, because I love old advertisements. I think they're so much fun. But look at the fashions and the style of marketing. That's just hilarious. So this is from 1895. So a real wonderful piece. And so somebody's going to have an awful lot of fun if they own this journal with that. And that's all. This is a really cool pocket here. It's got the embossed stamp here, incorporated in 1872. I left that on there. This is from 1925. Look at that beautiful plate there. And this is from a vintage antique furniture and jewelry book. And a little hidden journaling spot up here. And another one here. Lots of lace on here. And then a 1950s authentic bingo card. So you can do lots of fun things with that as well. And I know some people are taking these and digitizing them and recopying them, and you can go ahead and do that if that's what you want to do. I've already seen people using it. Great. Here is a pleated woodpecker. I saw one of those up north actually a few months ago. That was kind of fun. That's from 1939, that plate. And this is a little notebook that this is my piece of the week that are going in all 10 journals this week. And more beautiful children's book pages. Look at the color of that. I just love it. Love it so much. Embroidery. Here's a little vintage dictionary page pocket, and I pulled a piece out of an antique book that says, "And I'll be happy." Like, how great is that? This is a wonderful little piece here. I think that's a peach orchard in bloom. And then in the back, I put antique paper and made pockets here with 2 little journaling cards from children's books. Isn't that cool? And then that's a postage card or a postage stamp collector page. And then this is from a children's book as well, The Falling Star. And I put antique paper on the back to journal on as well. Made the pocket there. This is from a very old book as well. I'd Like to Go, Country Living. Antique paper here, just for extra journaling space. Fairy Dell. Look at that wonderful little image there. And that's for embroidery. And there is a plate from a vintage book, and that is a market in England. This woman has a little muff on. I notice muffs all the time because a very wonderful client of mine got me looking for muffs. Well, she didn't even ask me to. I just started finding them because she likes them, and now they're everywhere. Typewriter page here from the 1950s. I wrapped it around, and then an 1800s piece here that you can journal on. Another little journaling spot here. I put pockets wherever I can. This is another little pocket, journal on the back, vintage playing card in here to play with. You can add more things in both of those pockets. A nice colorful children's book page from the 30s and a blank vintage ledger sheet here, never used, so that's kind of cool. And there's a 1950s Pearl Shop receipt, children's book page pocket here, and a woodworking from 1905 page, which is beautiful. Lots of fun little ephemera here. And this is that 1950s page. This one is from the Olympic Games. How cool is that? And then Oregon on the other side. So that's kind of fun, eh? Another little children's book page piece here. More of the same here, flip sides. And then this is from Dr. Dolittle from the 40s. It's kind of fun. And this is from a book cover, a spelling book. From the 1920s that absolutely fell apart, but I just love the texture and the color of it, so I turned it into a pocket. It's kind of leathery, and that's the last 2 original pages of the book. Isn't that fun? So that's going on Etsy now, hyperstamper.etsy.com, and I hope you'll subscribe. Come back soon.